Hey guys, today I want to explain the easier programming languages to learn and the harder languages to learn. So, before we get into the video, I just want to say that once you learn a programming language, it's not hard to switch to another, but depending on what the language is. So, that's what I'm going to explain in the video and what you should start out with, and going off my personal preference of what you should start with. Okay, so to start off with the easy to hard programming language to learn, I have Python being the number one. Now, I'm not just saying that because I use Python. I've used all the languages that, well, not every single one, but the ones I'm giving you today. And I think Python is the easiest to learn. Not that all of them are hard, I'm just saying Python seems like a very easy language that beginners can pick up on and build off of. So basically, I'm also going to explain to you what each programming language does. So what Python can do is it can build AI, it can use data science, build websites, basically whatever you want it to do. It doesn't have a specific thing that it does, just like other languages might have a specific thing it's good with, but Python's basically like an all-around language. So it's a powerful language, but it's an easy one to learn, so that's why I suggest it for beginners. Or not even beginner, just anybody, actually. And then number 2, I have Java/JavaScript, which isn't that hard to learn, because let's say you start off with Python and you could build off of that. Once you get comfortable with Python, you could build off of that, and JavaScript is different, but it's not that different because you have the general idea of what programming is like when you switch it. So Java and JavaScript aren't that hard to learn just starting off, or if you're building off from another language and the skills you learn there. So what Java/JavaScript can do is basically applications and websites. You'll see a lot of that in a bunch of applications. Most of them have Java and JavaScript, stuff like that. So that's basically what Java and JavaScript are. And then in another video, I'm going to explain the difference between Java and JavaScript. But for right now, let's move on to number 3, which is HTML. This one is a bit harder to learn because you have to set up a bunch of different things. But what I mean by that is you'll see if you start programming. And eventually I might do some videos on HTML, but for right now, I'm not. Yes, so what HTML is good with is web development and building websites, and basically applications also, but mostly websites. You'll see that HTML is used in a lot of websites. Okay, so it's harder to learn, especially starting off, but once again, if you really want to start off with HTML, you can. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just suggesting that it's not the easiest to learn. And then number 4, I have Ruby on Rails. Now, this one is not my personal favorite, but basically what it does is mainly websites and applications. And it is, people say it's not that hard. I mean, it took me a little while to get used to Ruby on Rails, but it's not too bad to learn. Many people actually on websites, if you look it up, Ruby on Rails is one of the easier ones to learn. But I don't suggest starting off with it. And then, yeah, but Ruby on Rails isn't the best to start off with, and it's not my personal favorite, but you may like it, so if you do, go for it. And that brings us to number 5, which is C++ along with all the other C languages. So what C++ does is basically it can program applications, graphics and video editors, games, stuff like that, and operating systems. Now, the C languages are probably one of the harder programming languages to learn, and no matter what, like even if you're starting off with it or basically building off from another language, it is still very hard to learn. But some people pick it up faster than others, so it's basically, depends on the person. So those were the top 5 easier programming languages to learn, and I went from easiest to hardest basically. And yeah, so I definitely suggest Python to start off with, and build off from Python from there. And that's basically it for this video. Any questions? Write them in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.